everybody. This is Brian Ankney with AutoSuccess magazine. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to join us today for this webinar. Today's guest is Tim James from Flick Fusion, and our topic today is actually an exciting one. We're going to be talking about video content versus video strategy and 5 types of videos that every dealership must have and a strategy to maximize their impact. Before we get started, a couple things I'd like to share with everybody is, first of all, if you've not joined yet, please go to AutoSuccess Webinars. It's a group on Facebook. You just type it in the search bar, and it'll come up, your request to join. It's a great place to interact with our speakers and other attendees, and also AutoSuccess. Let us know if there's topics you'd like to see. Secondly, we are going to utilize a couple of polls today, so please, participate. We'd like to collect some information. It's going to make this a better webinar for everybody involved. And then lastly, we're going to hold questions until the end, but please don't hesitate to put them in as we go. If you have a question, depending on what type of device you're using, if you're on a computer, it's on the right side of your screen, there's a pane, and near the bottom of that GoToWebinar pane is a question thing. Hit the plus sign next to it, type in a question, and we will address all the questions at the end. If you're on a smartphone, be it Android or Apple, it's either going to be at the top of your screen or the bottom of your screen. You'll see a question mark. Just hit that, and it'll open up the question pane. And well, with that, I'd like to introduce Tim James. Tim, take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it. AutoSuccess always does a great job with their webinars, and I'm honored to be here today. And I've looked through the attendee list. I saw a lot of names that I recognize, and quite a few names that I didn't recognize. So thank you, everybody who's here. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join me for the webinar. AutoSuccess does host a lot of very awesome webinars with some great presenters and some really good strategies that they talk about, strategies that will give you some very good ideas on how you can grow your business. But like anything, you're only going to get out of them what you put into them. So video is no different. We all know that video is the future. You can transfer more information and inspire more emotion with a video than with any other online media. And that's the key to online marketing, transferring information while inspiring emotion. It's not about just driving traffic. If you drive a whole lot of traffic somewhere to this website, that website, this landing page, whatever, but then you disappoint that traffic with the content that you have on that landing page, on that page, you've really just wasted your money. When it comes to video, the numbers surrounding video and the impact that it has are just amazing. But a lot of people already have videos, but no true strategy to monetize the marketing power that the videos really give them. And that's probably the #1 feedback I get when I'm talking to various dealerships. It's, well, I have videos on my website, or I've got some videos that I've got posted over on YouTube, but we really don't know if it's having any kind of an impact on our sales. And that's because they have video, but there's no real video strategy. And there's a big difference between the two. Of course, there's an exception to every rule, but for the majority of shoppers out there, the buying cycle is going to follow a very identified pattern. We have marketing strategies that focus on each of the various categories of the buying cycle, and our goal is, with our marketing messages out there, is to try to move the shopper through the buying cycle, through the funnel, step by step. Now, I know that everybody on this call already knows this. I'm not telling you anything new. You already know that the pattern has also changed significantly over the last few years. Shoppers are hanging on to their cars longer. They're when they do finally become in market, they're in market for less time than they've ever been before. The average lead to purchase has shrunk all the way down to 9 to 15 days right now. Then we consider how far a shopper will travel today to make a purchase and engage with the dealership. It's more competitive for you out there right now than it's ever been. Everyone on this call is a competitor today. It doesn't matter what city you're in. It doesn't matter what market you're in. You're all looking for new, creative ways to try to steal each other's leads. And that's what we're all here to try to learn about today. If used strategically, video can be one of the most creative ways for you to reach up into that buying cycle and turn more of those potential prospects into now buyers and truly steal business right away from your competitor. The content part of the conversation is pretty easy. It's the video. There's a lot of different kinds of video that you should have. All different types, very high funnel, going all the way down to mid funnel and lower funnel types of video that is going to have an impact on your shoppers. Today we're going to talk about 5 types of video content that's going to have the biggest impact on the lower end of the buying cycle. And then we're going to also talk about a strategy to leverage those videos to reach up into the buying cycle and turn more of those potential prospects into now buyers, which ultimately means you get more conversions, you get more leads, you set more appointments, and more of those appointments show up at the store. So you get more sales. That's what it's all about. So let's talk strategy for a second. A true video marketing strategy is going to focus on four major things. First is going to be the content itself, having the videos that the shopper is looking for, exposure, that's getting those videos on the right touch point so that they're seen by the right shopper at the right time of the buying cycle. This is one of the biggest areas that mistakes are made. You spend a lot of money, you spend a lot of time creating awesome content, but then we don't get those videos on the right touch points at the right time of the buying cycle. Once the videos are there, now they have exposure. They're in a lot of different places, being seen by a lot of different shoppers. We want to capture that data. You've got to make certain that you're able to capture the data from utilizing the wherever your video is hosted at, and then you want to be able to utilize the data. And this is probably what can have the biggest impact on your sales. This is where your money's at. The cool thing about video, it gives you a unique advantage that very few of your other marketing mediums give you. Most touch points don't host videos. They don't want to host the videos. They would prefer, some of them even require, that your video be hosted somewhere else and you simply embed the video or hyperlink to the video with them. This means that your video host, wherever your video is physically residing, can capture all kinds of information about your viewer. No matter what touch point that video is being viewed on, and they can capture more information than a lot of the other marketing mediums that are out there. You can then use that data to communicate with your shopper in real time via the video, or even depending on who your CRM is, you could even receive real-time alerts and notifications via your CRM every time a customer or a lead watches your video, no matter what kind of video it is that we're talking about. So these are all some cool things. You know, imagine this. You send out a video email campaign to everybody in your existing database, your customers, your current leads, even your abandoned leads. Once someone from the database watches a video, your video host captures that information, and especially if they're watching on multiple devices, that's another big thing. You're capturing, you're matching a shopper with their multiple devices, so you know it's this shopper, it's this customer, it's this abandoned lead watching the video. You can see every you could, every time any of those customers, leads, watch one of your videos, but more importantly, from then on, you can receive an alert in your CRM every time they watch a video. So when a customer or abandoned lead is back in market, whether it's a day, a week, a year, 3 years after they purchased, you know, a year after they initially contacted, but then you didn't hear back from them, all of a sudden they show back up over on AutoTrader or KBB, Cars.com. You've sent out an email campaign regarding a promotion that you have going on. Anywhere, you get the notification. You know that this particular person is on this particular touch point watching this video right that second. And there's never been a more relevant time to call that person. You could even know if they're showrooming, if they're watching the video from a competitor's lot. So a lead that you sent an email to, or that was in that initial email blast that you sent out, or a new lead that's come in that you sent a video email to. You've captured their data. All of a sudden they show up on a competitor's lot showrooming. Not only are you able to send some kind of a last chance offer to them via your video, you can get that alert via your CRM that's telling you that, hey, this customer you know, contacted you 3 days ago, hasn't re-engaged, or has re-engaged, and you've been messaging back and forth, but now all of a sudden they're over on XYZ competitor's lot watching an inventory video on Cars.com, or watching that video email again. It doesn't matter what video it is. If you've got your strategy set up correctly, then you're going to be able to get that information. So let's start a little higher in the funnel, a little higher in the buying cycle, with new model test drive videos. Again, the test drive video itself is the content. It's very important content for you to have. In fact, it's so important that Google's identified the test drive video as one of the most important types of video that today's shopper wants to see. Shoppers are spending more time than ever looking for and watching test drive videos, which means if you're not providing it to them on your website, they're watching them somewhere else. So where is that? Well, if you don't have them on your site, you're hoping that it's not your competitor's website that they're watching them on. You're hoping that it's maybe they're over on the manufacturer's website finding that information. The bottom line is the shoppers are going to find the type of content that they're looking for. They're going to find the new model test drive videos somewhere. They would really prefer to find it on your website. If they've been to your website to look for it, they don't want to have to go somewhere else. They would really prefer that you have it so that they can, that part of the buying cycle, that part of their quest could be answered by you, and you're starting the relationship with them a little higher in the funnel. So here's a couple of examples. Let's see if I can get these pulled over.
Stop, go. It's what makes us drivers. Fortunately, some things can't be merely driven. The Ford Mustang is one of them, complete with speed, power, and that special something that gets your heart beating faster. She's no show pony. With 52 years of innovative design and performance excellence, she's a war horse.
So that's one kind. Another one might be a little more descriptive.
The 2016 Ford Mustang GT offers the ultimate adrenaline rush driving experience. Under its powered dome hood lies a potent 5.0-liter V8 engine, accompanied by a 6-speed manual transmission, delivering 420 U.
So you get the idea. I'm not going to get into a lot of the details of that. Go back to my presentation over here. Oops, go back. So that's some examples of it. If you don't have that kind of content on your site itself, you know, go pay. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to pay somebody else for it. Go out and shoot the content yourself. Do remember that the quality of the content is extremely important. Quality does matter. So take your time and do it right. If you don't want to shoot it yourself, find somebody. There's a lot of people out there who provide that service. They'll come out to your lot. They'll use your inventory, and they'll shoot test drive videos for you. Or buy it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that already have test drive videos produced, and they're happy to sell it to you and host the videos for you. But the bottom line is, just understand your shopper wants this content, and they're going to find it. Make sure that they find it on your website so that you get them in your funnel higher in the buying cycle. So that's the content part of the conversation. Now let's talk strategy. The strategy is going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to get the test drive content out on as many of the touch points that you have out there as possible. That's the exposure part of the strategy. As many touch points as possible throughout the entire buying cycle. Put them, use them in promotional email campaigns, redirecting traffic back to your website where you have the test drive videos located at. There's companies out there like Advantage Dealer Services that provide that type of a service. So instead of just a regular email blast like you're doing today, that's the key. No matter which touch point we're talking about, you've got this type of content already out there. You're just using text. You've already got model research pages on your website. You already do promotional email campaigns. You've got blogs where you're talking about this particular year maker model. You've got this content out there in a lot of different places using photos and static text. But the shopper wants video. So you just add the video to all of those other touch points. And it really almost is that simple. There's a lot of different things you can do with them. Link to them from a window sticker that you have on the car. So when somebody's out, use a text code or a QR code. So somebody's out walking a lot in the evenings or on the weekends, they can text this code to that short code and see a landing page that has the video of the car on it. Remember, this is about transferring information while inspiring emotion. Your video is going to, first of all, it's going to transfer more information than all of the words you can put on that page and all of the photos you can put there. But secondly, it's going to inspire more emotion, significantly more emotion than those words and text, those texts and photographs are going to do. So get creative. Find ways to get them out there. Use a landing page. Now, the landing page is important because on the landing page, you can have your value proposition, your testimonial videos, all right there along with the test drive video so that you're starting that trust relationship. You're selling the dealership at the same time that you're convincing the shopper that this is the vehicle that they want. So you can give easy access to your inventory from the landing pages. Click here. You can include some inventory videos right there on the landing pages. The key is don't make the shopper have to work. Don't make them have to leave this page to move to the next part of the buying cycle. Make it easy for them. Satisfy the next quest. Include any promotional offers, special offers, promotions you have that are happening, that are going on for that year make model. Make it easy for the shopper to move to the next level of the buying cycle. Google says there's 5 extremely important micro moments that's critical for every dealership to master. Now, I don't know if you've read this report. It's about a year old. I don't know if you've read it already or not. I've included a link on the report, on the presentation. This presentation is available for everybody. If after the webinar is over, just send me an email. I'll send you the presentation so you can have access not just to the information but any of the links and examples that are in here. Google says that you've got to master these 5 micro moments with the test drive videos You're getting the shopper in your funnel, trusting you and your content earlier in the buying cycle, and then by adding the additional content, the value propositions, the testimonials, you're moving the shopper. You're making it easy for that shopper to be some of the next critical moments. Can I afford it? You've got the promotional information, your payments, the discounts, incentives, all right on the page right there as well. You can have any widgets, conversion widgets that you use to see what your payment's going to be right there on the landing pages for the shopper to use. All right from one location, so they don't have to go search anywhere else on your website. They don't have to click any buttons to go try to search and find the information, because we all know once that shopper starts clicking buttons, leaving pages, there's a big red X right at the top right that makes it real easy. They get distracted. Their phone rings. They get a text. They get an email. You name it. All of a sudden, their attention's gone, and they're off doing something else. So make it as easy as possible for that shopper to move as quickly as possible. They don't have to waste any of their time going and trying to search and find anything. It's all right there in front of them because you made it easy for them. They will appreciate you for that. Then you're capturing their data. You might even be receiving alerts in your CRM for that person, for that previous customer or that lead, knowing that they're on this touch point, that touch point, whatever, watching that video right that second. Depending on what promotions and campaigns you have, remarketing campaigns, you can have those messages showing right on your videos in real time for the shopper. So all of those things are a part of the strategy. The content is extremely valuable to the consumer. It's what they want. In return for providing the consumer with the content, you not only get the data, but you get to use the data. The content's for the shopper. The strategy, though, that's where your money's at. That's where you can really put your content to work for you. Let's move a little further down into the buying cycle. Let's talk inventory videos. So let's face it now, when it comes to your VDP pages, they are, without question, the most important advertisement that you have for your vehicle today. Whether it's on a third-party site like an Auto Trader, Cars.com, whether it's on your manufacturer, your OEM site, whether it's on your main website, your VDP, this is your money. This is where you not only provide, transfer that information, but this is where you inspire that emotion. You spend a lot of money driving traffic to a VDP page. Meanwhile, on those VDP pages, it's getting harder and harder for you to truly differentiate yourself from anyone else out there. The job of the VDP page is to transfer emotion and transfer information and inspire emotion. I'll repeat that part. That's important. The job of your VDP page is not just to transfer information. It's to both transfer information and inspire emotion. To get a lead, to get the shopper to do something that they don't want to do, contact you, they have to want the car. They have to want the car bad enough that they're willing to move to that next step of the buying cycle. And that's the biggest step for the shopper, to go from I'm just browsing, I'm just looking, this website to that website, to all of a sudden saying, you know what, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to communicate with this dealership. So you have to ask yourself, what is it about your VDP pages? What's so special, whether it's on your website, whether it's on this third party, that third party? What is it about your ad that stands out? What's going to make that shopper want to choose you? Going to make them want your car versus somebody else's? And don't forget, we're talking about inventory videos. The shopper wants video, especially when they've gone through the cycle. They're further down the funnel, and they've narrowed it down to a specific or a couple of specific vehicles. They want video. And when it comes to inventory videos, you've really only got two choices. You can shoot the videos yourself. Those are called full motion videos, or you can use the Stitch Photo automated inventory videos. I'll just use some examples of the full motion here real quick. This I call the spokesperson example.
Hey everyone, Suzanne here at Willie's Automotive Group in Chillicothe, Missouri, the highest rated dealership in Middle America.
You've got a person, somebody working the camera, you got someone else talking about the vehicle, giving a complete walk around, complete, telling everything that this individual vehicle comes with. That's the key. This isn't a model level. This is talking about this specific stock number, this specific VIN number, this piece of inventory. I've got the one person where it's just the same person.
It's a beautiful day here at Gibson Truck World. It's amazing 2015. Looking clean Ford F-150 XLT Crew Cab. You get that V8 5.0 liter. Ford muscle, 302 horsepower. Microsoft 18 with entry long steel screws.
This is the video that's on the VDP page on the website. This is the video that is being distributed out to the third-party touchpoints, AutoTrader, Cars.com.
The RX350 offers a driver-inspired design and intuitive technology that puts you in total control of your interior. Paired with a spacious cargo area and a powerful V6 engine, the RX350 continues to offer the best combination of power.
So those are some examples of what a lot of people are out there doing already. Let me go back to my presentation here. And of course, the automated stitched photo is automated. You don't do anything. So this is time for one of the polls. Let me ask everybody out there who currently is shooting a full motion video for your inventory that's going to the VDP page of your website. It's going to AutoTrader, Cars.com, all of your third parties. I'm not talking about a one-off for an individual person, a lead follow-up. I'm talking about a full motion inventory video that's on your VDP pages. Brian, can we do that poll?
Yep, I'll pull that up right now. Everybody should see that poll popped up on your screen. Go ahead and select an answer, and we'd love to know what you guys are doing.
Brian's going to share the results with us afterwards. And in the notes, if you are doing those, if you're shooting these currently right now, no matter which style it is, throw in your chat window over there, throw up. I'm assuming that's where you want them to do it, Brian. Give me an idea, share with everybody else on the call the impact that it's having on your sales. What have you seen it do for you?
You know what, Tim, right now we've got 13% of people are saying yes all the time, 13% of people are saying yes some of the time, and 73% of our attendees right now are saying no, never. If you guys would like to, for the impact, just throw it into the question. Throw it into questions for me, and I will. I'll share those with everybody here shortly.
Thank you very much, and thank you everybody who participated in the poll. And that's around the lines of what I expected. I asked that question anytime I'm doing a seminar, anytime I'm doing a presentation. I always poll the audience, and I ask them, how many of you are currently using these kind of videos? How many of you, tell me the impact. Share with everyone else. I don't want people to just hear it from me. I want them to hear it from their peers, the impact that it's having on your business. Now, every now and then I get that person saying, well, I don't want to share with everybody because they're, like you said earlier, they're trying to steal my business. And that's true, but come on, we're all friends here. Tell them the impact. The bottom line is you will, without question, you will get extremely more engagement with a full motion video, period. Now, if you haven't added this to your content the content part of your strategy yet, it's something that you at your store, y'all need to start talking about it. You need to start figuring it out. You saw the hybrid version where it's a photographer. It's not a salesperson talking about the vehicle. It's the photographer talking about the vehicle or shooting the video of the vehicle. And then you have the automated audio on there. That's a great first step for a lot of dealerships. And a lot of dealerships are starting there. And then you use a hybrid. So from that point forward, now you've got the video, the actual video of the car, and you've got the automated audio, and then you've got a particular vehicle that has a lot of aftermarket work done, or you've just had you know, some new features that aren't talked about that you really want to talk about, and you can have someone at your store then pull that vehicle up and redo the audio layer of it, and you know, very easily make that the video that's out on your website and all the other touch points. And the hybrid process, kind of a combination of stitched photo videos for some cars, live videos for others, or the live video with the automated audio. Those are all extremely popular, and no matter which one of the content variations you want to use right now, you need to start moving in that direction. Brian, do you have some feedback from some folks on the impact?
You know what? Actually, we don't. I did get one person that said contact information of video viewers. Does that viewer have to be previously gathered lead already in the CRM? And if so, does the dealer CRM do that, or a third-party specialized CRM?
Well, let's focus that's a good question for the end, if you don't mind. Right now, I just really wanted to focus on the impact that the live videos are having, but that's okay. Nobody wants to share. We'll move on. The bottom line is, like I said earlier, it will, without question, have a significant impact on your business. I see as much as a 600% increase in overall engagement, in overall video views, in the number of visitors that have left the website and come back to the website using the full motions. But here's the bottom line. If you're not ready, or you're not going to start doing the full motion inventory videos yet, then at a minimum, you must have the automated inventory videos. And let me tell you why. The why is the important part of this conversation. First of all, they work. The shopper wants video content. We already know that. The shoppers do watch the video slideshows, the stitch photo videos. They will also have a significant impact on your business. Not as much as a full motion, but especially if you combine the stitch photos with a strategy that we're going to talk about, it's coming up in the next few slides, that's going to increase their functionality. It's going to increase the information. It's going to increase the emotional value of the presentation. So most of your website companies out there offer some kind of a stitched photo video product right now. It's included in their packages. Call them up. If you don't have it, call them up. Tell them you've got to have it. If you outsource your inventory to a photography company, so you have somebody, a third party, coming in and taking your pictures, a lot of them offer the stitch photo videos. A lot of the photography companies are offering the live videos. So, you know, you can skip the slideshows altogether. Tell your photography company, I want to start doing the live video. And a lot of them, if they don't already have that service, I can assure you they're talking about adding it right now. Let them know that you want it. A lot of your inventory merchandising platforms out there offer videos, video slideshows, stitch photos. So they're ridiculously inexpensive for you, especially considering what you get out of them. They're extremely easy to get on all of your touch points out there. Now, if you're sitting there saying, well, we've had those stitch photo videos in the past, but we didn't really have any luck with them, it's probably because you had video and not a strategy. You just bought the videos and you sat back and you waited for all the leads to start rolling in, and or you had a bunch of different video content from this provider and that provider and this provider, and you weren't leveraging them, you weren't using them to, you weren't using the landing pages. It does, you know, none of the products, you already know this, I don't have to tell you this, there's no silver bullet. None of the products that you buy work that way. You have to use them correctly. You have to, and video's no different, but if you create a strategy around it, you're going to not just see an impact, you're going to see an immediate impact. You'll get more return visitors, people who've left your site coming back. You'll get more VDP views. You're going to get higher lead, more people filling out the lead forms on your websites. You're going to get more phone calls, more total leads coming in. And if you ever have any question, whether it's a stitched photo video slideshow or one of your live videos, if the shoppers like it, the telltale signs is your completion rate. If the shoppers don't like them, they're not going to watch them. Very simple. If you have a video, whether it's full motion or stitched photo video, and you've got a 70-75% completion rate, you know the shoppers are watching. The average shopper is watching at least 75% of your video. That's a big deal. Full motion videos carry around an 80-85% completion rate. So they do get a little bit longer, but you'll also notice, I don't know if you saw the length of some of the full motion videos that I was showing you, some of those were 2.5, 3.5 minutes long. Think about that. We hear all the time people saying, hey, your video's got to be short, your video's got to be short. Well, the truth is a bad video better be very short. But if it's a good video, if it's good quality, if it's got good information, it's being presented in an entertaining, emotional way, you can have a longer video. And those videos, the people that are doing the videos that you saw, those folks are carrying an 80-85% completion rate on 2.5, 3.5 minute videos. So it's because of the quality of the content, and it's what the shopper wants. So you combine those things, no matter which kind it is, you want to then apply the strategy. So the content part, whether it's full motion or stitched photo, the strategy is going to be the same. First, get exposure. Now that you got the exposure, capture the data. Now that you're capturing the data, use the data. The strategy is the same again. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's full motion or stitched photo, and a lot of people are using a combination of those. But the key is the more data you can capture, the more potential alerts you can create, the more information you have about your shopper. Data, 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 data. We've got all of our standard places, of course, to get your videos. You've got your website for your inventory videos. You can send your inventory videos to your auto traders and cars.coms. There's a lot of third parties out there, a lot of these new touch points that aren't accepting video yet. Let them know you want it. Let them know, hey, I've got inventory videos, and these are extremely important to my marketing strategy, and I need you, I love your product, but I need you to get my inventory videos on my VDP pages, and keep pressing them and make it happen. There's a lot of other places, though, besides the standard ones, that you can get your videos as well. Again, what about linking to the video from a window sticker? So when somebody's standing in front of the car on the lot, they can do a QR code or send a text, and boom, so now they can watch the inventory video for that vehicle standing right in front of it. Use a landing page so that you've got your promotional videos, you can have your testimonial videos, your value proposition video, all right there alongside of the inventory video. We're all right in front of the shopper, higher in the buying cycle. So at the same time you're selling the car, you're selling the dealership. eBay has if you're using one of the companies out there that list on eBay, you can send your inventory videos through them to eBay. Craigslist doesn't take a video URL that you can actually engage in the ad, but you can still put the URL to your video in the ad, and the shopper can copy and paste it. I'm a huge eBay addict, or Craigslist, excuse me. I'm on Craigslist all the time, looking at this product and that, this thing, that thing, the other. I buy some crazy stuff off Craigslist, and if there's a video URL copy that I can copy and paste, I do it. I wouldn't say 90% of the time. I do it probably 100% of the time. because it's going to give me more information. It's going to tell me more about that product than photos or text are ever going to do. Of course, your lead follow-up and your emails, you can use your inventory videos in. Use them in pre-roll campaigns. You can use them in remarketing campaigns these days, where if somebody's been to your VDP page and they've looked at this car or that car, they leave your website, they're on CNN, they're on ESPN, wherever, the inventory video for the car that they were looking at is right there. You know, they see the video, the same video that they were watching earlier. They click on it. Now they come back to the VDP page of your website, just like any retargeting ad, only instead of it being a picture, it's a video. So you can use your inventory videos on a lot of different places that you already have. These things aren't new. You've already got content out there. You've already got blogs. You've already got you know, all of this, these landing pages and all this content that's already talking about the car, only it's using photos and static images. Give the shopper what they want. Give them the inventory video. The home page of your website. This one's pretty cool. Dealer Reprocess did a case study that they have on their website not long ago, where they put, instead of, again, just static pictures of cars like most of you have on your website, they replaced them with videos, had a 270% increase in their inventory video views for that customer immediately. It wasn't like it took, you know, a year, 6 months, 3 months to do. Immediately over the next 3 months, that was the average of a 270% increase that they had. And it's all about the data. That's every time somebody clicked to watch that video, you know, boom, they got more information. They even have a behavioral targeting layer where if the shopper's been on their website and they left, or the shopper was on one of the third parties watching a video and they came to the website, the video of any car that they had looked at of theirs, that was the video that the shopper saw. So making it easy, making it relevant. The word relevant, for whatever reason, has gotten lost over the last year or two when we're talking about our online strategies. Relevancy is the number one thing. The more relevant our ads can be, the more leads, the more engagement we're going to get. So as I mentioned before, the landing page, use the landing page even on your inventory videos, for your VDP pages. This is one of the most important parts of the equation, and I'm going to explain to you why. You can have your test drive video, you can have your promotional videos, you can have your value proposition videos, your testimonial videos. You can have them all right there on the VDP page. When a shopper's on your website, they've moved through the funnel, they get down to the VDP page, they click to watch the video, you're selling the dealership at the same time that you're selling the car. You're building that trust relationship higher in the buying cycle, so that when the shopper is still trying to decide not only what car they want, but they're still trying to decide if you're the dealership that they want to do business with. I jumped ahead of myself just a little bit. I wanted to talk, there we go. So just by, in all the tests we've done, just by adding these types of videos, your value proposition, your testimonial videos, to a VDP landing page, so that when a shopper clicks to watch a video, instead of just a little video of the car popping up and playing, you've got your value proposition testimonial videos there as well. We see the inventory video view go up 200, 300, I've even had occasions where it's been over 500% that the shoppers were watching, going back and watching more inventory videos because these videos were added to the landing page. So now we'll go to the next slide. Who can tell me why? Why would that happen? The answer is trust. As much as the shopper is looking for that perfect vehicle that they want to fall in love with, they're also looking for a dealership to fall in love with. They're looking for a salesperson that they can trust. Think about this. one of the first things that a new salesperson at your dealerships gets trained is when you're taking it up, sell the dealership, sell yourself, then sell the car, right? If you don't know that, go talk to your sales managers. Go ask them about the training of your green peas. So when somebody's just hired, one of the first things that's drilled into their head, sell the dealership, sell the fact you can trust us. We're the good guys. You want to do business with us. Then sell yourself. I'm going to work hard for you. You can trust me. And then you sell the car. Why would you do anything different when your website takes the up? Sell the dealership at the same time you're selling the car, higher in the buying cycle. Don't make the shopper have to move to that next part of the buying cycle to find out if you're a dealership they can trust or not. You're going to get more return visitors. You're going to get more VDP views. All of those key KPIs for you are going to skyrocket because the shopper decides that, hey, I like these guys. I can trust these guys. They're a dealership. You've got testimonials of happy customers talking about their positive experience. And as they continue to search, they leave your site, they go on about their life, they get ready to come back. To them, there's no question as to where they're coming back to. They're going to come back to you because you've already won them over. And that brings us to these types of videos. I don't know if you already have a value proposition video or a testimonial video. If not, you need to get them. Again, you can either shoot them yourself, or you can. There's people out there who will come to your store and they'll shoot them for you. Talk to your ad agency. They very possibly provide that service to you. Ask on Facebook. Find somebody who's got some good quality value proposition and testimonials and ask them where they got theirs from. But content is important, but at the same time, in this scenario, you don't want your content to look too professional now. You want it to still have a little bit of real in it. You don't want it to look too commercially, like it's just another commercial that's out there, particularly when you're talking your testimonials. They don't want someone that looks like a staged actor. They want it to be real. The more real they can feel, the more value that they have, the more emotion that they're going to inspire in the person watching it. And this is what it's all about. You know, the shopper. This is a big deal for the shopper. Something we lose track of all the time. I think we're talking about it more and more collectively as a group, as an industry now, than we had in the past. But this is a big deal for the shopper. They want a dealership that they can trust. They want an experience that's going to be fast. They want an experience that's going to be painless. And the shoppers out there have such a negative opinion of dealerships. They have such a negative opinion of salespeople. And you can change that so early in the buying cycle if you'll use that video content properly. Yeah, you've got it. You've got it over on YouTube. You've got it on this page of your website or that page of your website. But it's not where your shoppers are looking. It's not in the right place at the right time of the buying cycle. So make some minor adjustments. You can see a huge impact on your overall business just by doing these simple little things with your value proposition and your testimonials. Again, it's one of the most important moments that's identified. Where should I buy it moment. That's all about the trust relationship and in Google's 5 micro moments. So make sure you're addressing it higher in the buying cycle. And the cool thing is, the more you do this, the more you build trust with you and your dealership and your salespeople, the less this is important. It's no longer all just about the price anymore. That you'll have people come into your store that haven't even decided what car they want yet. They haven't even picked it. They don't know. They just know that I'm in the market, I'm going to buy one, I like these guys, I trust these people, I'm going to go down there and they're going to help me. It happens all the time today for the dealerships that are doing, leveraging their videos properly. You get people showing up, not just local people, you get people showing up from hundreds of miles away, not even knowing what vehicle they want yet, because they've decided that you're the dealership that they want to do business with, or you're the salesperson that they want to do business with. So you've got the content. That's the value proposition, the testimonials, the strategy. Again, getting those up on as many other touch points, not just lost on your website somewhere. Sending that message of trust from the very beginning. It's different. A lot of hosts make this easy for you. A lot of hosts don't really have a strategy themselves of how to help you get these different types of videos on a lot of these touch points. So talk to your hosts. Ask them questions wherever your videos are hosted at. Pose these questions to them. Have them present to you a plan on how they can help you get your videos on a lot of these other touch points. And not just because of the informational and emotional impact that it's going to have, but then again, now because of the data. The data is the rest of the story. So you've got Joe Smith, or you know that Joe Smith, your lead, your customer in your CRM, has watched your introduction video, or they've watched your value proposition video. They've watched a couple of your testimonials, and you can follow their path all the way through the buying cycle from start to finish, knowing that it's going to be less about price now because of the fact that their path, the viewer path, is showing you that you've really started to build that trust relationship with this shopper. And that's what's really next is the lead follow-up video emails. Again, time for another poll. Who currently is using videos in your lead follow-up process? So it can be a one-off, it can be a walk-around, personalized walk-around of the car that you send out. It can be, you looking into the camera, sending your video email out to the shopper. It can be an automated first email that goes out with a video. It can be second follow-up, third follow-up. A lot of different ways to use video in your lead follow-up.
Hey, everybody. If you could please hurry up and vote. We've got 43% voted so far. But if you could please, everybody take a moment, give us an answer here. The more people participate in these polls, the better data that we're able to collect, and the more all of us get to learn from each other. So please participate. Just go ahead and take a second and answer the poll question, please. All right, as we stand right now, we've got 20% of people say yes all the time, 40% say yes some of the time, and 40% say no, never.
That's interesting. Thank you, everybody who participated and shared. So here's what I know about videos in your lead follow-up. This is becoming a very big deal. The 40% of you that aren't doing this, you just heard that 60% of the people on this call are. They may not be doing it all the time. 20% are doing it all the time, but 60% of them are doing it, and that number is going to continue to grow rapidly. It's going to continue to grow rapidly because it has such an impact on your re-engagement. You get shoppers who normally, look, if they're contacting you, there's a high probability they're contacting someone else as well. And A, you already know that you've got to respond quickly, but B, if you can respond quickly without it being just a bunch of words, or if you can have that phone call and follow up that phone call with a nice thank you video. So you're humanizing it, you're personalizing it. You've got to make this a personal relationship. That's what it's all about. The more personal relationship you can make it at this point, the less likely it's going to be about price, first of all. Secondly, the more likely it is that the shopper is going to choose you. They're going to come visit you. So it's something that you must start adding to your lead follow-up process in the immediate future. But to get the most out of it, and this is a key, to get the most out of it, you've not only got to have the content, you've got to have the strategy. So there's a couple of different types of content. Some people just create a library of videos, so they spend a lot of time in the beginning shooting videos that are relevant to your current follow-up process. And then the other strategy would be, instead of creating that library in the beginning, spending all that time, you just wait and you send off personalized one-offs as your lead comes in. You shoot a real personalized message. In the library, you don't actually say the person's name. You may have videos that are relevant to the type of lead or relevant to the time of day that go out, so that they're addressing the situation, not necessarily the person individually. And then with the one-off, it's personalized. You're looking into the camera, you're saying their name, and you're sending the video out. So that's the types of content that are out there. To get the content, you can do it in an automated way, where if you don't want to have your own people doing it and spending the time, you can buy it, pay somebody else, give them your scripts. They'll take your scripts, they'll shoot some video content, and you'll have that available. But for the best results, you do want it all to be custom. You want it to be you. You want it to be your face that they see. Even if you're just building the library, at least they're still seeing you and your face, and you're trying to personalize it, humanize it as much as possible. If you're doing the personalized ones, obviously it is you looking into the camera. And then the third content type, of course, is the personalized walk around, where you're going out to the car. A lot of mobile apps out there to use for it, or you can use any camera. You walk around the car, you shoot your quick little video, you talk about the car, put in their email and send it out, type of a thing. So no matter which one you're currently doing, there's the inherent problem is, and that's why I wasn't so surprised to hear that 40% of the people did it some of the time, versus 40% doing it all the time and only 20% some of the time. That's exactly what I hear. I talk to a lot of dealerships about their video email process, their strategy, and they know it works. They see huge impacts, the re-engagement going through the roof, but they don't do it all the time. And the reason they don't do it all the time is a lot of different factors. If it's the BDC department doing it, then you you invested X amount of time or X amount of money to get the content, the custom content created, but then 2 weeks, 2 months later, half of those people are gone, and you've got 5 or 10 new people, and you've got to, do you go ahead and invest that much time or that much money with your new people? They're not even through their incubation period yet. We're not sure how long they're going to stay around, so we're not really sure if we want to invest that yet. Maybe it's if you're doing the personalized walk-arounds, it's hot outside, it's cold outside, it's raining, it's snowing. It takes a lot of time to walk out to the car and shoot the video. I know the shopper's going to love it, but man, I've got all these other leads to follow up with, and so on and so on. Or it's been raining for 2 days straight. I just haven't had a chance. As soon as it stopped raining, well, 2 days later, it's too late. If you're going to do it, you got to do it then. So a lot of reasons why, most of them evolve around time, as to why dealerships will start doing this, and even though they see the huge impact, stop doing it, or don't do it as often as a regular, where they would qualify for that all the time category. And that's where maybe you need to have a hybrid where you have some automated content that goes out all the time. It may not be the exact person, but it's representative of the dealership. Maybe it's the general manager, maybe it's a sales manager, but maybe the initial email that goes out all the time, 100% of the time, is is a representative of the dealership, and it's always going to happen. So then, after the first video email's gone out, your process, you revert to either going to your library for second, third, fourth follow-up, or personalized for those follow-ups, of course, you can always fall back to the walkarounds, where if you've got the video itself already, you've got the full motion video that your photographer done or that one of the salespeople did, you don't have to go back out to the car and spend all that time doing another walk around. You can just take the video that you already got, re-record the audio on it from inside. So you don't have to go out in the rain. You don't have to go out in the snow. Re-record the audio over the existing video. It take a fraction of the time versus checking out the keys, finding the car on the lot, so on and so on and so on. Fraction of the time to go shoot to just re-record your personalized message and send it out. So it'll get done more often. Because it takes less time, you're going to have those videos going out on a more regular basis, and trying to get as much of that automated and taking little involvement from any person as possible. Either way, your strategy is what can really set you apart from everybody else. Make sure, again, the magic words landing page, make sure you're delivering the videos no matter which type of content you're using. Doesn't matter. Make sure you're sending it along with your personal introduction video right there on the landing page. Make sure that you're sending it along with your dealership's value proposition video. Make sure that you have a testimonial or video or two. You can include the actual inventory video if you want. You can include a test drive video if you have them, if you have that content, so that you're selling the dealership, selling yourself, and selling the car all at the same time. More importantly, you're building trust. You're making it personal. They're really getting to know you by having your personalized introduction video, and you're going to set more appointments. You're going to get more of those appointments to show up. But then you're also capturing the data. So here's your lead now. You've got Jane Doe that sent you a lead, that you sent a lead follow-up video to. Doesn't matter which style. Doesn't matter if it's automated or customized. That's the whole key to it, is it's got, that video has to go out so that you capture the data. So now here's your lead, Jane Doe. All of a sudden, she's not responding to you, or she is responding. You're in communications, but boom, all of a sudden, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, last time you spoke to her was 8 o'clock this morning, haven't heard back, or you're waiting on additional information, she's waiting for information from you, whatever situation might be. All of a sudden, Jane shows up over on cars.com or over on your competitor's lot, even worse. You know it. You've got a message that you can serve up based on that event in real time on the video. Again, depending on who your CRM company is, you can pass that information's passed to your CRM, so you get an alert telling you that, hey, your lead, Jane Doe, is on cars.com or on your competitor's lot watching this inventory video of this vehicle right this second. There's no better time than to call right now. There will never be a more relevant time to call that lead than while they're on a touch point watching a video of yours, period. And relevancy of your communication, any communication, I don't care what type of communication we're talking about, relevancy of your communication will be the most significant factor in determining the success of that communication, period. So by having that information and knowing that this is the most relevant time, you can pick up the phone and call that lead. They're going to be more likely to answer their phone. They're going to be more likely to talk to you about what you want to talk about, and they're going to be more likely to have questions, and you're going to be able to break down barriers significantly better. So these things are all possible, everything that we've talked about from A to Z, but they're only going to happen for you if you set your video marketing strategy up to make it happen. The more relevant your message, the more leads you're going to get. The more relevant your message, the better your leads are going to be. So you get more appointments set, more of those appointments actually show up, and you know, if your competitors aren't already doing a lot of the things that we talked about, they're going to be doing it soon. So there should be some urgency in your step. You need to get started on putting a strategy around your video marketing. Now, here's another great idea. So if you're having trouble monetizing, this is kind of like a bonus video type for you. If you're having trouble monetizing your video, and your general manager, your owners, you know, why are we spending so much money on this type of video and that type of video and so on and so on? Well, you can run, if you're not 100% certain that your video's having an impact, you can send out a thank you video, if you will, to all of your sold customers. Every day you generate the report, and you can go back in time and match. Once that sold customer opens that video email, you can create a report going back in time and show them every single video that customer watched throughout the entire buying cycle. There's no better way to monetize your investment in video than by having a sold customer thank you video going out. But again, it comes down to where your videos are hosted, what your strategy is around the content itself, whether you're going to create your own content, whether you're going to buy somebody's content, but then where is that content hosted? You want all of your videos hosted on with few hosts as possible, because if your videos are on a lot of different hosts, your data gets lost. You can't integrate it all together. You can't use the data across all touch points. So you want to have as much of your video as possible, all hosted with as few people as possible. Make certain that those hosts give you tools you can use, give you ideas, give you strategies on how you can get that video content on more touch points, and make it easy for you to not only get more exposure, but capture that data and use that data. You've got to start with the end in mind, and that's what building a strategy is all about. So with that, thank you everybody again. Holy cow, look at the list. Pretty much everybody has stayed all the way through till now. So thank you everybody. What questions do you have for me?
Actually, Tim, we've got quite a few. We'll start with the one I read to you earlier. Contact information of video viewers. Does that viewer have to be a previously gathered lead already in the CRM? And if so, does the dealer CRM do that, or a third-party specialized CRM?
Yeah, so that would be your CRM. So you've got data of your customers in your CRM already, and whether it's a current customer or previous lead, or a current lead that you send some kind of a video to, that's how you capture their data and match it with that record in your CRM. Is you know the record that it was sent to, and you match the viewer every time they view. So you're matching devices as well. You're matching when they watch it from a mobile device. You're matching if they then later watch it from a PC or a tablet. You know that it's that same record from your CRM, and you match it. I don't believe every CRM out there. A lot of them have something similar when it comes to their website visitors. So they're capturing data from their website, and they're matching it with records in the CRM from the website itself. But I don't think very many of them currently have the integration or have the data from the video side of it. There are a couple though.
All right, and just make.
I don't want to promote anybody, specifically. So contact me offline, and I'll share with you who I know currently uses has a video strategy like that.
All right. Tim, how do you know they're watching video in another dealer's showroom?
Geofencing. So, you know, depending on your video host, most video hosts have the ability to geofence and to be able to tell you whether they have the ability to geofence or not. You know, might be a different thing, but they have the ability when somebody clicks to watch the video, the host, wherever that video is being served from, can capture the geolocation of the person that's watching it. There's a lot of exceptions. There's a lot of people that can, you know, if you don't have your location services turned on, I mean, there's a lot of things that can play in there. But there are also a lot of times when you are going to be able to identify the geolocation of the person watching it. So, yeah, the videos know.
Okay. Here's another one. He says, I know the shopper is going to love it, but, and he says, why is this voluntary and optional instead of the job? I assume he's speaking about shooting the videos.
So, you know the shopper's going to love it. What was the last half?
Why is it voluntary and optional instead of the job?
That's a great question. You know, it's kind of like photos in the early days. There, you know, this is just the evolution of merchandising for auto dealerships is what it is. In the early days, you couldn't get actual photos. Everybody's using stock images. Then it was you either hired somebody or outsourced it to get 4 photos, and then it was 9, then it was 12, then it was 24, then it was 35. I'm giving my age away by knowing all of this, so some of you on the call probably have no idea what I'm talking about because you're so young. Meanwhile, you know, a lot of you probably know exactly what I'm talking about because you've been doing this for 10 years and you experienced that evolution as well. It's going to be, there's going to come a time, there are dealerships out there right now today that have a full-time videographer. They have someone on staff who it is their job to do this. But just like any process, when it's newer and coming out, it's different and people aren't used to it, and they get pushed back. The salespeople push back, the BDC teams push back. Everybody, you know, and it's not until, I hate to say it this way, but it's not until everybody else in your market's doing it and kicking your butt that you finally go, okay, I don't care if you like it or not, we're doing it. Well, let's don't wait for that to happen this time. You know, let's be proactive. It's going to happen, so we can just accept that and start putting those processes in place now.
All right. Before the next question, we actually have a comment on here. It says, those excuses about rain and snow improve the customer satisfaction because they saw you bust your butt for them. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's a great point, and I agree with that point completely. I agree with it 100%. You really want to take that to the next level, you go out there in the rain, you go out there in the snow, and you show your customer that, you know, hey, I don't care if it is 20 degrees out here or minus 20 out here and snowing in a blizzard. You know, you had questions, I'm getting you answers. I don't care if it is pouring down rain. We got tornado sirens going off in the background, right? I care about you. I am the guy that'll go that extra mile. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. But it's the exception that's going to do that, not the rule. So let's try to make it as easy as possible for the rule right now. And then as more people are doing it consistently and on a regular basis, then it's going to take those that are willing to be the exception to then take that next step and really stand out. But you can be the exception right now, you know, by doing it in-house, taking an existing video and re-recording. But no, whoever said that, I couldn't agree with you more. In the big picture, you're absolutely correct.
Okay. Where do you manage or monitor half or set of videos a customer has watched?
Well, that's a function for your host and or your CRM company. So your host should have that ability. If your CRM company offers that as a part of their service, then they would have that. They would have it along with the customer record. So as you're looking at the lead or the customer record in your CRM, you would see that information there. If they don't, then it's it's possible that your video host will. But if your video host doesn't have the ability to match that record with your CRM, they're not going to know them by name. They'll still know them by a lot of other data. They have to be able to match that record with the CRM to physically be able to know them by name. But you can still remarket. You can still create rules and campaigns and remarketing strategies via your videos just based on the data itself. You don't have to know them by name to do that part of the equation.
All right. Well, that appears to be our last question, Tim. Everybody, this is Brian with AutoSuccess. I'd like to thank you all for coming. And before you go, I would like to remind you, if you're not a member of AutoSuccess webinars, please go there today. It's on Facebook. It's a group. You'll never miss a webinar that you want to see because we announce all of them. All of them are announced there. You'll also have the ability to interact with our speakers and other attendees that are trying to implement the same processes that you are from these webinars. So please go to the group and join. Beyond that, I'd like to really thank Tim today. This was a heck of a great presentation, Tim. One of your better ones that we've had. We had some great questions, some great engagement. I appreciate everybody who took the time to join the polls. If you would like a recording of this, you can contact Tim directly, or you can contact me, and I'll get you a copy of it as well. If you'd like to share this with someone else in the dealership, please let us know. Please join us in the future. Tim, is there anything that you would like to share with our guests before we go?
No, not off the top of my head, man. Again, I just appreciate everybody being here. I feel your struggles. I talk to enough of you on a regular basis to know, to hear your feedback and get your insight. And that's all I'm here trying to do. Is I'm very, very little of what I talk about and what I say is, my personal thought or my personal opinion. It's all data based and based on your feedback. So thank you all for being here.
All right, thanks everybody. I hope you join us again for a future webinar, and good luck. Bye.